Alright, welcome to the news of the world concerning war games. So you know what, let's check out Board Game Geek and their 14th annual Golden Geek Awards for 2019. Some of the guys we know are in here, okay? So I'm going to go to categories. I'm going to go to category 2-player game. So, in the 2-player game, we got Blitzkrieg World War II in 20 minutes, a Paolo Modi game. And we also have Undaunted Normandy, David Thompson, and if I'm not mistaken, Trevor Benjamin. Hey, I remember that. Published by Osprey Games. Alright, now we're going to go to the cooperative game. And in the cooperative game, U-Boat, the board game by Phalanx. They're in there nominated. Next, where a war game is, we're going to go into innovative, and it's U-Boat by Phalanx, the board game. In innovative category, that is. Now let's go to thematic. No buts, but U-Boat. Again. In thematic game. Not own. And now, obviously, in the war game section. But first, you know what? Artwork and presentation. Nobody voted for nothing there. There's a lot of good war game covers out there. Roger B. McGowan and some other young guys. Not that Roger's old, I'm just saying. There's Board Game of the Year. There's not a Wargaming Board Game of the Year. There isn't a 2-player game. There's none in a card game. There is none in expansions. Come on, people, vote. Obviously, we got expansions, man. Go on to Geek. Vote. You know, make a noise. Family game. You know. Party game. Come on, Tank Duel. I'd vote for Tank Duel and Party game. It's not there. Why isn't it there? I have no idea. Print and play. Don't get me started. There's a lot of war games in print and play. Solo game. There's nothing in solo game. People. Man. And there's nothing in strategy game. There's something thematic games. And in war games, here we go. War game category. There is Command and Color, Medieval. GMT. Gandhi, the decolonization of British India, 1917 to 1947. GMT again, this time Bruce Mansfield. Nevsky, GMT again, 2000 Russ in Collision from 1240 to 1242. And that is obviously a Volko Ronke game. Stalingrad 42 is nominated. Mark Simonich, GMT again. The War Room, that's the guy who did. Let me tell you here. That's the guy who did Axis and Allies, and it's Thomas Gale designer. I'll get you the news. Also, another war game. Obviously, we're in the war game section. It's Peloponnesian War by none other than Mark Herman. Right, GMT again. So GMT's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games in the running so far. And now, as he was called on Whiskey Charlie, and it just came out normally, the young Herman, Mark Herman that is, David Thompson and Trevor Benjamin, Undaunted Normandy. This is a first non-GMT game in the war game category. Also, U-Boot, the board game by Phalanx, and Blitzkrieg World War II in 20 minutes. And also, Tank Duel, Enemy in the Crosshairs. I call that a party game. You want to laugh? You want to laugh and blow some people away? That's the thing. So, okay, people, go on to Geek and vote for your favorite war game in all the categories. I'm sure there's your favorite art box. So go vote in art. And I forget the category. But, you know, we got that stuff. Family game? Come on, Mike Bertuccelli's Tank Duel, Enemy in the Crosshairs. How much more family you want to get than that? You're stuck together in a tank. Come on, that's family. Let's see what's happening at GMT, their update this month. That is April. The new P500 obviously is something that I think a lot of people have guessed. It's the Pacific War, the struggle against Japan, 41 to 45, by Mark Herman. And Mark Herman says in the notes, if you like a lot of this, that, this, and that, get this game. And if you don't like a lot of this, that, and that, read my words. Don't get the game. The this and that, you're going to have to read it on their webpage. And it comes with, well, on their webpage, all they have is a map to show up to now. And I don't know if this is a finished map, but it doesn't say. It's just, hey, take a look at the map in progress. And that's it for the new additions for the P500. It's weird kind of times, okay? So let me tell you what's charging and shipping when they get back. As soon as GMT reopens, the first batch is going to be Imperial Struggle, Labyrinth, Forever War Expansion, Men of Iron Tri-Pack, and Wing Leader Origins 36 to 42. 30 days after that, when they get back. The second batch is 1989 second printing, Beneath the Med, a Gregory Smith game. Space Empires 4X, fourth printing, I got the game. And also the Space Empire 3-inch box, they have that available. 30 days after the 30 days, which is 60 days, the third batch, P500 batch. Storm over Asia, The Battle of Rhode Island, Flying Colors, 3rd edition, and the update kit to Flying Colors, 3rd edition. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I got on the P500. I've got Tank Duel, the expansion number 1, North Africa, by Mike Bertuccelli. It's a tank game. I gotta get it. And also, the Tank Pack number 1 for Enemies in the Crosshairs. I think you can do the crossover thing with these. That's what I'm getting. Also, you know what? Whiskey Charlie yesterday with Mo, Gimpy, and myself, we had Harold Buchanan on, and I had a great time. It was a great interview. Harold, my God, if I could kiss the guy, I'd kiss the guy. That's how sweet this guy is. But anyways, he convinced me. You know what? I'm gonna embarrass myself here. I've never played Twilight Struggle. Okay, so I'm going to buy Imperial Struggle. Yeah, I have not yet P500'd it, but I'm gonna do it because Harold kind of gave me a look like this. So get it. And also, I want to get the John Butterfield expansion for Space Corps, the Ventures. John Butterfield. And that's all. GMT and Pacific War, the struggle against Japan, 1941 to 1945. This is a strategic war game that takes you from the attack of Pearl Harbor to the climactic summer of 1945. So obviously this is a game designed by Mark Herman, and I'm gonna say something here. Look how this guy sells his game, like we're listening to him, you know what I'm saying? So, he says, okay, if you're looking for a detailed and interactive operational simulation of the war in the Pacific, this game is for you. Then he goes on, next paragraph, he says, if you want a full-blown solitaire opponent, this game is not for you. And he continues in the next paragraph, read my lips. Don't buy this game if you want to play solo, or if you want to play a light war game. Basically, you're saying, it's sold out. Almost, I'm just saying. You know, Mark Herman, he's out of touch a little bit, you know what I mean? Let me explain. I just had a conversation with AJ Toynbee and Mark Herman. It was like, TV coffee conversation type thing, I didn't advertise it. It's spontaneous, I like to do stuff like that. So, he goes on and on and on, and Mark knows how my brain works, because I've played a game or two with him at WBC. Excuse me. And so, he knows I don't catch on too quickly, and a huge amount of rules overwhelms me, I got a little bit at a time. So he said on this conversation, the No Enemies Here in conversation, he says, Dan, don't buy this game. Don't buy this game. It's not for you. Don't tell me that, man. Someone once told me, don't go into music. It's not for you. I just love a challenge. So I bought it. gave me a call and said, hey, Dan, check this out. Second Chance Games for Lock and Load Publishing. Everything's on sale. Up to 40%, they say. And some, 15%. And discounts pre-applied. Check it out. Second Chance Games. Uva gave me a call, and he said, Dan, I got some news. I'm the news guy. Let's put it on.
Good morning, Duce. It's Uva from Academy Games here. If you're like us, we've totally sequestered ourselves, been on quarantine-type footing where we don't leave the building now for about 2 months. Things are getting a little rough, getting a little bored. You know, we can't go out and buy food or anything. So in honor of keeping people going during May Day here, the Labor Day festivals, we were going to go out camping. We decided to put out 10 solo missions for free download from our website. And let me go show you some of the... wait a minute, I keep on forgetting I'm not going outside. Well, let me do it this way then. We have, through Greg Kubas, 10 solo missions. These are some of our favorite missions from Awakening the Bear, and we've converted them then where you can play them for the AI for German and Soviet. And Greg has done a phenomenal job with these. Not only are there 7 of our favorite missions from the base game, but on top of that, Greg then has put together some of my favorites. I tell you what, these protein packs I'm eating are making me cough. I do apologize. But Göringstrasse 1945, phenomenal mission. Fall of Berlin. And again, you can play it as the Germans or Soviets. Then a brand new one, Sandomierz counterattack. And a very good one, Oktября State Farm. So, I wish everybody to have a great, great Labor Day weekend. With the meat crisis, one little bit of advice that I can give people. We purchased these meat protein pellets a few months ago. Phenomenal. Tastes great. I'm particular to lamb. Ziggy really likes the lamb. And you can buy them, put them in bags in your basement. They hold for a year. So highly recommend protein meat pellets that you can get in almost any store out there. I wish everybody a great weekend. Have fun with the solos. You can get them at academygames.com/ATB for Awakening the Bear. Free of charge for download. Let us know what you think. Have a great weekend.
Could you believe that guy? What a freaking weirdo. Bloody hell, man. Wargame Process Edition. Napoleonic Tactical Wargame Marengo 1800. This historical game simulates a battle that took place on the 14th of June 1800 in Marengo, northern Italy, between the army of Austrian Empire led by General Melas and the French Republic Army led by General Bonaparte. Did you know he was Italian? And what's in the box? You get an illustrated rulebook plus designer notes, illustrated examples of play plus battle history and scenarios, 2 player aids, 6 combat dice plus 2 d10s, 12 yellow pieces, 10 blue pieces, 4 sticker sheets, 4 order sheets, 23 complete French units, 25 complete Austrian units, 20 event cards, and 1 military map, and the map size is an incredible 33.11 by 46.81 inches. And in the website it says it's immersive and beautiful. Compass Games and Bismarck, The Last Battle. This is a compact strategic level solitaire game covering the last 5 days of operations of the most feared German battle in World War II. I should say battleship, not battle. Complexity is 4 out of 10, solitaire suitability is 10 out of 10, being a solo game. The time scale is a single day, map scale area map, unit scale are carriers, battleships, battle cruisers, destroyers, and airplanes. A one-player game, obviously. Playing time is 1 to 2 hours. What you get with this game are one map 18 by 18 inches, a player map 18 by 18, 2 counter sheets, 54 game cards, player aid card, rule booklets, 12 six-sided dice, and you only get a box. They forgot the lid. Holy moly! And the designer is Petros Sorilos. War and Peace, as Rob Orrin and myself were live on Board Game Geek, and we were talking about your top 3 favorite war games, and I was incredibly surprised at the variety and the zeal of which people commented. Had a great time. I guess you want to know what my top 3 was, or were, and look, these are my personal top 3s, okay? So, and actually these are not the games I chose during the show, but upon reflection and the great memories that I got. Top 3, and not in any particular order, is Panzer Leader, B-17 Queen of the Skies, and Ambush. That's my opinion.
Hey guys, Dave here. Welcome to Centurion's Review, the punk rock band of wargame review institutions. The first game we're reviewing on our website this week is the adult card game called The Game of Ham, Hating All Mankind. It's kind of like Cards Against Humanity, except you use a board. So like if it's done the same way as Cards Against Humanity, where you pick a answer to a question, and then the guy who's asking the question picks the one he likes the best. So if he picks yours, you get to move forward on the board and so forth, and has some board gamey rules and stuff. I'll let you guys know how it is in the review. First game we're doing a first look at on our YouTube channel is Chariots of Fire: Warfare in the Bronze Age from 2300 to 1200 BC from GMT Games. This actually isn't my game. I borrowed it from my friend. We played this, I think it was in 2010 or 2011. We played the introductory scenario. I'd like to try it again to try the Kadesh scenario. That one really interests me. And then we've done a first thoughts on the Pathfinder module called We Be Four Goblins. I played this at WolfCon a few years back. Essentially, it's a Pathfinder module where you're goblins who are coming of age, and you have to do different things to try to prove yourself as a goblin, and you have to, at the end, raid a halfling wedding to cause as much mayhem and chaos as possible. It's not bad for a beginner scenario. Next game we're doing a first look at on YouTube is Hungarian Nightmare from Against the Odds magazine, about the Battle of Budapest. Really interesting game. Haven't tried it yet, but look through it. The production values are really good on this, so this should be a fun one to try. Last game we're doing a first look at on our YouTube channel is Wilson's Creek, Strategy and Tactics magazine, number 80, The West's First Fight, August 10th, 1861. Looks like a really interesting game, and from what I've heard from people I've showed this to who have tried it, they really liked it, so I'm definitely going to try this one out in the future. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys soon on my website and on my YouTube channel. Have a good evening.
Mo's unboxing the Final Frontier, man's expansion into the solar system, designed by Canadian Kerry Anderson, published by Micro Design Group. And Rick Beato on Everything Music teaches us this week how to play chords and their different inversions on the guitar, giving you more of a melodic playing ability. Tad of the Itinerant Hobbyist is unboxing Advanced Squad Leader Operation Mercury, the German air assault on Crete. And Riccardo Mazzini, who on his vlog of 45 concludes, Rifles in the Ardennes, a game by Gottardo Zancani, published by Tiny Battle Publishing. You see, there's a correction I have to be made. I just made a mistake right there, and I'm gonna correct it. I caught it, and you're gonna understand why I'm talking about mistakes later on in the show. It's not Rifles in the Ardennes, as we say, right? It's Rifles in the Peninsula. My apologies, but I just wanted to come out up front. Kyle Seeley is giving us a recap of Pax Britannica, the colonial era, 1880 to the Great War of Turns, 1892 and 1896. Artie of Ardwulf'S Lair is unboxing Target for tonight by Legion Wargames, also social distancing wargame, a continuation of Victory Games Civil War, and with designer Patrick Mullen, a hot, dry season intro and gameplay. And here we come to the big guns, the massive place that is called... You want to know what's happening on the big board? I'll tell you what's happening on the big board. Kevin Big Man is playing small-scale combat with Deadly Northern Lights, a game by Thin Red Lines. And also the big man, Kevin, CEO, has another video out, and I just can't believe my eyes, my ears. He talks about mistakes. Surely you do not make mistakes, my good man, big man. No, not in these there eyes. And he knows a little bit of Latin. He calls it mea culpa. Bah, what can I say? A little bit of education never hurt anybody, big guy. Bah, good things can't last long. He also continues Deadly Northern Lights Turn 2 with the air, intercept, and evade action. What a guy. And the man famously known as Calandale, Enrico Viglino, starts his video off with a cough and a grunt.
Hey. So...
Life sure is funny. I mean, as an artist, because that's what I am, so that's the way I see it, that's the way I hear it. I was inspired by that. Go figure. I mean, in all honesty, and I'm not being facetious or anything, it brought a beat to my head and I heard it, man. So, here goes.
So, hey, what the fuck's going on? So, this time less of a rant and more of a, hey, what the fuck's going on? So, hey, what the fuck's going on? So, hey, what the fuck's going on? So, what the fuck's going on? Hey, what the fuck's going on? So, what the fuck's going on? Hey, what the fuck's going on? So, hey, what the fuck's going on?
And then he sits down and he looks, well, he looks like he ain't playing a war game. He is ranting, his third rant, on coronavirus. Yes, sir. The man we love. Stegler, in his section Stegler for details, number 7, featuring Russell Gifford, who is the curator of all things SPI and the archival and opponent finder service. And he performed this on behalf of the wargame community. John Krantz and Compass Games was live with Compass Games Live, episode 31.
A game for gamers, made by gamers, by Flying Pig Games.
the OG, the original Grognard does a playthrough of Carrier Battles for Guadalcanal, a first look. JK Wargames takes a look, or he plays Target for Tonight. This is a Legion, actually this is a Legion war game. And he also reviews Battle of Britain, Cape Breton, The Battle of Britain by PSC Games, Plastic Soldier Company. Rough Swordsman Wargamer poses the question, are you new to solo war games? Try The Hunters by GMT, and he's doing a playthrough part 1 of this, what I think is a fabulous stay at home, play with your brother who's not there. This is by Gregory M. Smith, published by Compass Games. Actually, no, it's not published by Compass Games. It's published by Constant Press. Seek Out and Play is checking out Pandemic, Fall of Rome, History Through Gaming, a Z-Man game. Combat Board Games is unboxing, or unbagging I should say, a C3I magazine with Mark Herman's Plan Orange, Pacific War 1930 to 1935. Dad vs. Son continues its playthrough of Fields of Fire 1 a la Moana. And the guys from the Player's Aid are reviewing Command and Colors Tricorn from Compass Games, and also unboxing War Along the Great Lakes from Worthington Publishing. AJ Toynbee of Hexes and Soldiers is playing Front Towards Enemy and a partial run-through of the learning scenario Daytime Ambush, plus he's live with new tech and also Victory and Glory Modified. And Jan Heinemann of Let's Play History must be slacking off. He only has 8 videos this week, and he's playing the Duke of Marlborough in Fields of Glory 2, and he continues Tropical 6 with Viva la Revolution. And in the Versus scenario, he plays Strategic Command World War II War in Europe. And the man who goes by the name of Jeff continues his playthrough parts 1 through 5 and more if I had clicked this little button here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, more! No! Of Gandhi! A game designed by Bruce Mansfield. Stephen Dolges continues his Whirling Flames, War in Europe, turn 2 November to December 1939. In this video, they cover the entirety of the November-December 1939 turn 2. The winter weather leads to a shorter turn, but the highlights include our first real reinforcement phase and some analysis of garrison ratios for maintaining neutrality pacts. Stephen Dolges, ladies and gentlemen. The Military Board Gamer continues his playthrough of Brazen Chariots in the Battle Axe scenario, 24th to 16th Frontier Bardia, and the 25th to 17th Support Group. Major Tom Solo continues his playthrough of Warfighter Modern Co-op Part 2, a game published by DVG. Counterproductive Games is looking at World War II Commander Battle of the Bulge, designed by John Butterfield, published by Compass Games. Also, he's taking a look at the digital version of Nations at War Digital White Star Rising Scenario 1 as a tutorial, and plays Nations at War Digital, Lock and Load Publishing. These tigers still have teeth. My neighbor to the west in Ontario, Gilbert Collins, looks at Roads to Gettysburg 2, Lee Strikes North. He's doing Scenario 10, the campaign, Opening Moves. Also, Gilbert is taking a look at Gettysburg from Command Post Games. This is a new Command Post game, and in this game, it's like he says, virtually a Kriegspiel game without the use of grid. No squares, no hexagons, no areas. Worthington Publishing and French and Indian War. Let me tell you what you get with this game. You get a hard-mounted game board, 2 rule books, 27 plus, wooden blocks, same thing, red blocks, a label sheet, 2 player aid cards, 6 custom die, a standard dice, marker cubes, a custom storage tray, a pad of hidden movement sheets. This is a strategic game on the conflict in America between 1757 and 1759. Game complexity is low, solitaire suitability is medium. This is a 2-player game, and it plays within an hour. The Mary and Tom Show, episode 101, where they discuss $11 million, impossible amount of money, dinosaur table battles coming in May, Streets of Shadow delayed, and expansions. Mary and Tom Show. Mauro Fain has a couple of podcasts out on Il Giannizzero. Episode 100, he talks about Sword of Rome, and episode 101, the story of board gaming from 1989. Another week, another show. I love doing that, man. Guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, support the show, like, smash that button, that like button. And there's always that one guy who gives me the one thumbs down. Hey, look, man, I didn't do nothing to your sister. Anyway, this is what I got in the mail today. I don't want that glare there. I'll imagine that glare. There you go. Ah, I opened the map. I loved it. Great. I haven't played it yet. I just got it. I got home from the farm, washed my hands. A goat died, man. One of my girls died. Anyways, stuff happens. Again, guys, thanks for watching the show. A lot of fun. I had this thing with Mark Herman and Jason Cruz. A lot of fun. And we're just talking about anything. And that's what I like, you know? It's like, I felt like, you know, I don't want to bother Mark with too much gaming questions, you know, because that's what he does. And you know what he says? He says the conversation's a bit too heavy. Can we turn it to gaming? Have a good week. Ciao. So this is how you pick wild garlic, or garlic scapes, right? You see the patch over here? These are actually small, so you gotta be selective. So you pick the biggest one. And, let's see here. Here, come here, Chantal. Here's the big one. So, I'm careful because these things grow once every 7 years. So you wanna have it next year? Be careful how you pick it. You see how gingerly I do it? Okay, so they're not really big. I'm looking at the stalks. There we go. So I'm just gonna pick, let's see. Actually, they're not as big as I thought, but there you go. I'm gonna pick one. So I dig all around it, make sure not to disrupt too much of the nature. Okay, right there. I feel where the root goes. Yeah, you get your hands dirty, but hey, you know. And I use a little ding. I don't disrupt the air too much. And that's it. That's what I got. And that's a small garlic scape. So you know what? We're gonna leave this patch alone. And that's how you preserve nature. Free food.